Game of Thrones and Conan star Jason Momoa recently came close to landing the role of Drax the Destroyer in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy film for Marvel. But now it appears he may be showing up in an even bigger property, Batman vs. Superman in 2015. According to reports, Momoa is in negotiations to appear in an unspecified role for the DC film, although many are speculating he could either be the film's villain or perhaps another superhero, such as Jon Jones the Martian Manhunter. John, what would you think of Momoa joining Batman vs. Superman as either a villain or a hero?
I'd be totally fine with it, as a matter of fact. Look, I actually made a case last year that I actually thought Jason Momoa was one of my top picks to actually be Batman. Now, a lot of people, here's a classic mistake film fans make. We see a great movie and we just assume, we make this wild connection that, oh, if anybody who was in that great movie then was great. We see a bad movie, we just automatically make a connection that anybody that was in that bad movie was bad. And that's not the case. And I think Jason Momoa is a really good example of that. We talk about Conan a lot. Didn't quite live up to our hopes and our dreams and our expectations. But I always contended that even though I was let down by the movie, I thought Jason Momoa did a really solid job. I thought he did almost the impossible, which was to take the character of Conan, not do a cheap Arnold imitation, and somehow find a way to make it his own, and he did. I thought he was great in Game of Thrones. I really thought he was really good as the villain in that last Sylvester Stallone movie. Well, to that, I thought he was a great villain in that, showing off his martial arts chops and things like that. I think he is a solid, decent actor. I put him on the same level as The Rock. Not as much charisma or natural charm or likability, but in acting ability, I put him on the same level as The Rock, so I'm fine with this. Now, this brings up an issue I've been reading a lot online today about people saying, well, if he's not the villain, because some people are speculating Doomsday, I doubt they're going to blow their load with Doomsday on this early of a film. But if he's another hero, Martian Manhunter, Lobo, whatever, people are starting to already say it's too crowded. You know what I mean? You got Wonder Woman in there, you got Batman, you got Superman, now you got Martian Manhunter, too crowded. Okay, Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. How many characters are in Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers? You got Frodo, Sam, the two other little hobbits running around. You got Gandalf, you got Strider, you got Gimli, you got Orlando Bloom, you got the King of Rohan, you got the guy whose bones now in Star Trek. Bones in Star Trek.
Yeah,
Carl Urban.
Urban.
You got Carl Urban
Dread.
in there.
Yeah.
You got the sneaky little sniveling guy with the King of Rohan. You've got Sauron. Or you got Saruman. You got you got 20 characters in there.
Smeagol.
Is that you got Smeagol? You got Gollum. Of course. How can I miss that?
Come on.
And then on and on. You got Liv Tyler. You got that other little blonde girl that was hot for
Saruman's
Strider.
friend, Wolf Tongue or Blood
Yeah,
Tongue.
yeah.
Or
Worm Tongue.
Tongue.
I mean, you can lift off like 20 different characters. It's not, and it wasn't overcrowded. It all depends on how they handle the film. And I'll be honest with you, I've been saying for a long time that I believe that the way DC should handle their universe is the opposite of the way Marvel's handled theirs. It worked for Marvel to have individual film, individual film, individual film, individual film, Avengers. I think DC needs to go the other way. I think they need to, in one of their early films, maybe this one, get all these characters in there and then launch individual franchises from there. And so I'm kind of encouraged by what I'm seeing. Now that's just me. Schnepp, how do you see it?
Well, I mean, Zack Snyder did do Watchmen, which had, characters all woven together. I mean, and what they're talking about with this Man of Steel too is that Batman's been around already. He's been around for a long time. So I don't know about Jason Momoa playing Martian Manhunter, you know? I mean, I could see him as playing Doomsday, you know?
I could too, actually.
You know, I mean, but if you read the comics, you remember that he doesn't talk. He's just a creature with bone shards that kills people.
And Zack Snyder also had like 300 characters in, what's the name of that movie?
700.
I lost it.
400. Yeah.
Anyway, Amy Rose, how do you see all this?
I don't think it's a question here of feeling too crowded. I just don't want this to already be the Justice League movie. I want a Superman, Batman movie. I still want it to be, you know, last on Krypton's film, and then adding Wonder Woman. Sure, she's not going to be, you know, a pivotal part. I don't think it will be an introduction, but I don't want Manhunter in here. I don't want all these, the Flash to pop up yet because I want my separate Justice League film. So while it's not too crowded, Lord of the Rings, X-Men's my favorite
look how many
film
characters
ever.
are in there.
So I don't really think it's a question of characters. I just don't want this to be the platform. I want it to transition nicely into our own separate Justice League movie. Now Jason Momoa, I mean, the Dothraki King rises, Night rises. He's the man. I love him so much. I don't think he's an incredible actor yet. I don't think I've seen enough for him to shine. I mean, again, he wasn't speaking our language in that one, but he looked real nice. And he was badass. He's a warrior, and I do think that he deserves another opportunity to really show us his chops. Another one would be John Corbin, who would be a good character because he brought in Kryptonite and Metallo. And I think that would be a good character because, you know, Superman, Batman, all of that, and that would explain how why Superman would actually be a worthy opponent here, you know? Otherwise, we're just going to see Superman bang him down, you know?
You know, it's funny. For a second there, I thought you said Josh Corbin. I thought you really want to see him play a slightly effeminate opera singer?
I would love that. I think that would be great. I think that would really bring this new generation. But no, I think that he deserves a shot. I do think he would be interesting. Doomsday, I do want to see this end in Doomsday. I do. But I don't think, like you said, blow their load just yet. I don't think that's going to happen. So yes, I'm excited to see how this unfolds. I think Lobo would be the most, best fit for it here.
For Jason Momoa, yeah. Lobo, it's a natural fit. But then, you know, that's maybe he's just hired just for the post-credits teaser, like showing up on a bike and be like, what? And then, you know, I don't know.
You think they're going to go bike, like 90s Lobo or 80s space-time Lobo?
It better be bike Lobo.
Let's go galactic with it. I think Lobo would be a great opportunity to show off Momoa's chops in this movie, but at the same time, I think I want to see him in this movie, period. I think he'd be a great choice. He exudes villain. And another villain that no one's talking about that I think would be awesome on the big screen is Brainiac. I'd love to see some Brainiac action, so maybe. A
lot of people in the chat board are actually saying things, Vandal Savage, a lot of them are saying Samson, which is a good one. A number of them are saying Metallo. So a lot of possibilities of what it could be. Let's wait and see if it actually works out to be official.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.